What the?
One enemy remaining.
Boy! Happy holidays, everyone! My name is JC, and welcome for 6.2 Genshin Impact, aka Luna 3, a Nocturnal of the Far North. Before the new banner rolling starting, this is the last of 2025 on this video for this year because next month is gonna be a new year is upon us with some changes going on with a little big opportunities going on. Just make it clear, if you want to skip for the segment here, go to the timeline for the feeling if you're ready to start new banner. Because holy macaroni! There are a lot of these so many things to do. Besides, we have buffs, new banners coming up, and finally, we focus one event is the winter event right before Christmas. So yeah, I like this one. Second, I guess we have to figure out to what we should plan it on the next month for a new year on 2026. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna be the next update will be on the, I don't know where we're gonna be. We're gonna be a late start right after the in the Philippines trip because of January, but I will get to right through it in the meantime in the future. So that will be upcoming later. All right. So let's begin the first things first on the buffs. Okay. The buffs reworking on the monsters characters has been reworking for the past few years or some sort. But we'll get to there later for the like some sort with the mechanic with from the some of the welcome moon hidden strats. And now there is gonna figure out to do what is going to be the perks about what's going on. So, speaking of perks, Melee Astra Wonderland is having a new season with some sort with a new update. Now we can upload any ideas and then you can play it throughout the world to try it out. But it's kind of like you send it and import it to the other games like this. So yeah, keep an eye on it. Especially the clothes. Now, the third one. Second wave of the Temper Thyself and Journey Far is early. You mentioned it. Right now, I am gonna be the next second wave. If I to check it, is gonna be Baishu this time. Last time it was Xiao to complete it, so now it's the winter season, so I'm gonna go with Baishu. So Baishu will be good for this one, so that'll be good. So if you missed this on the first cycle, well, you have to go back to the suggest 5-year anniversary video on YouTube and explain it again. So I'm not gonna be a short details or anything, but go check it. And then finally, the event will be on the winter, but before either Christmas, so that'll be a good thing you mentioned it. So yeah, okay, we're going to the rolling for banner now because where we're supposed to get to spot for this today. Well, I'm kind of lost with this one. Now we'll be thinking Why are we going to the imaginary theater? Well, from the video, if you see this imaginary theater video, go check it right here on this video and see. I tried my best with using like all 8, but instead I'm using all 6 of them to complete it, and tons of surprises. Okay. And now, this is why I'm playing Traveler for now. With the new Venti stages unlock, I guess it cannot switch characters. Because it's the end game. I have no choice to get something. But I'm gonna sit down and chilling with the book up there. Yeah. So, it's kind of fitting that related to might be something, if you pay attention to story spoilers. Yeah, good luck with that. But now, it's time for Durin. Yeah. But before that, hold on. Test run. I already tried those ones from Bennett and Faruzan for those three of them, because this one is already rerun, but we'll get to this one for reworking as possible. So I'm excited to join us with some sort. I forget, wrong button is the funniest thing ever. Now it's actually time to roll for real this time. But before we to roll in Durin and Yehuda, I noticed this is the new weapon for Venti. Has been over a few years. And then there's new sword for Durin. And excuse my thought, I'm gonna be right back.
12 seconds later.
Okay, we're back. Just took care of something first on a bid, a big thing. Oh yeah. So, right. Let's talk about those swords. Ataime's Artist. It's a crit rate sword, but crit damage from elemental burst increased by 16%. Very interesting to use that, but when it's elemental burst hits an opponent, you get daylight hours increased by 20%, and then nearby any characters will equip it for 16% per 3 seconds. Additionally, when the party possesses Hexerized secret rate effects, you get additional 75% for daylight hours. Could be triggered off field. Nice get up with the sword. I think this is a good for Durin. Yeah, only Durin knows this weapon. That's it. But if you can use this one, I'm rather gonna use this one. So now it's the Daybreak Chronicles. It's the crit damage. Normal elemental bursts increased by 60%. When it is combat, the damage bonus will reach 10% until it reaches 0. I guess this is from the Venti users, like if you want to use off fields and stuff. But I rather use the Skyward. This is much more the on and off field, because yeah, off fields it can be used for buffs and everything, but I guess this is the second best option, because the first one is like the OGs and everything on the Skyward Harps and everything with some crit damage or with that. But this one has crit damage with some boosted by 60, but the damage for 10% will be decreasing while in your combat. So I rather have the best choice if the second one is this first one is the Skyward Harp. Like this one is a very good one, but be careful using the bow. You might get something like using a child. Like you said, there's weakness to charge attacks, but if you have a charge attack, if you get increased by like a similarity for this one, I guess this is a not bad. But just a one little detail: be careful to equip it something. So if you want to use like let's say for off-field users out there, I guess only Venti knows about this. I'm not sure what character's gonna use, but we'll get right to it. So I'm gonna do is for the sword. Sword it isn't for done deal. So yeah. And now they all been waiting for this. The last time was the 6.1, aka the Luna 2, was I got a Intertwined Fate. Lucky again for by capturing Radiance. Again, that's the second encounter with some of this with a Primos. Plus we have additional from the from yesterday from the shop reset. Yes, I did really getting some sort. Okay. But since we have like starting point, because we got Nefer already, so let's start with the 10. The first up the 10 of Durin's better is Dragonspine. Seriously? Not a good start. Oh no. And Bennett. More additional, I guess. I guess Bennett wants to get some more lucks and stuff. Okay, let's go with 20. No, 20. 12, 13. Hi, Farzan. 20. Oh yeah, the famous clip in Twitch in history. Yeah, Farzan. 20. Okay, it's 30 time. Well, no luck is again for 30. What I get, Yehoda?
Hey, nice to meet you. If you've got a commission, spit it out. As long as the pay's right, I can help you with anything. Most things. I can help you with most things.
30 for Yehoda. Yep, it is a 30. But at least we got it. Now let's get 40. At least 40 would be good. No, no 40, but Farazan. Alright. Give me a 50 sign. What the heck? Bennett. Alright. 60. Nope. Just Lion's Roar. Oh, there's gonna be a 70. Okay. 70. That means it's do or die. Is it 61? 62? 63? 64? 65?
It's been a long time. I'm Durin. Everyone used to call me Mini Durin, but as you can see, I'm not really mini anymore. Do you find my appearance strange? To tell you the truth, it's still a little strange to me. I have so much to learn. I hope you don't mind if I ask you for help.
66! Oh yeah, Mr. Durin, the Dragon Boys is here! Wow. Yes, even more savings coming up. Bennett, okay. 68. 69. 70. Okay. This is a not bad roll at all, yeah. Almost getting hard pity, but we got Durin by 66. Yay! I wish I have to grab this sword, but I have something else with the other sword users. You know what I mean, right? But I guess we're stuck with the naked Z0 Yehoda. I wish I have a Yehoda fans out there getting some stuff, but oh well, but I guess this one's okay. Sit them with the luck. But yeah. But we're not done yet. So I'll be teleported somewhere at the location and I'll get back right to it. Okay. We're here at something important. How the note is I'd say Zircle, known as Hexerized characters, does. So we got Durin for this one. Is the official piece. Oh, oops. Sorry, Durin. I know this is your first rodeo out there, but bear with us with some sort. Now, how did explain it works for the buffs always using some sort? Well, if you go to the team, you can see that team bonus has a moon sign character. And with this. But if I swap it for, let's say if I get like rid of the Nefer, but I'll get you right there as soon as possible. But so I'm picking to choose with the Hexerix characters. Let's say I'm going with Venti to the team. Something triggers happen.
A moment to compose myself.
As you see, it's not yet complete, but if you have a event right here, go to the which is homework, you receive a related quest whatever using with the progression of the story does. But I'll explain it later in during the inviting for some sort, including with the freebie if you want to join the solution, but I will figure out later at the time. But you can see both are the Hexerized characters are finally fully maxed, so I'll figure out later at the time. So let's give you some explaining what we're gonna do for a roll call. But yeah, that's how your Henshin Circle works for that one. So sorry, Venti. I thought you was gonna trigger something for free, but no. You might have to get to the events first, right before we can use. So
We'll discuss my fee afterwards.
yeah, sorry about that, Nefer. Just only for the experience. But yeah, okay. Now let's get started with the characters. We're gonna make a buff is for the in particular is we're gonna use. So let's go start with Venti as a first ever banner since that time. So Venti is a little bit buffer as usual. If you have received a new talent, called as the Wind's Eulogy, because the changes of the Venti are gonna be when it's burst, something was much even better. What it's every time it uses burst, when you use it, the swirl reaction will increase damage for a few seconds, while Storm Eye deals original damage. None other that, normal arrows will be animal arrows for a few seconds. It's the same thing with the trigger by some with like, oh, you have like Dendro, Geo, or any animal will this is animals not affect by, but all the Geo and Dendro will get a animal arrows for each, like with some freeze until the few seconds is until the burst duration is finished. So yeah, I like this of how to use the character for the character with, for the Venti fans out there. That makes it an on-field damage. But like I said for this one, if you have a Constellation 2, resistance reduction will be increased by the enemy, and if you have a C6, if full max it, you get effect rest shred with massive 100 crit damage bonus against the enemies on his burst. That was surprising. If you get a C6 Venti out there, oh boy, you're gonna be a most broken character. If you have some money for that one, oh, good luck with that. I suggest Venti might be good support with the on-field. So I kind of like digging with this one. So if you haven't choose characters like this one for Venti, go recommend it to roll as it is to get even more. So good luck gaining for Venti fans out there. So it might be secret to tell you, but yeah. Okay, next is Klee. Klee is now a little buff some sort. So we have a new talent for which is Eve, right? Yes, but her name is Klee. However, it changes something a little more for this one. Her skills will be granted for even more damage if you place Klee. But remember, the burst will be the same, but normal count will not reset. Instead of normal attack count reset. So that means she can really whatever she wants after her burst. Just have to do is run a little bit, but the attack combo will target if you chain together as one. Instead using like homing runaway advantage, it might be additional that we have one here, but not gonna lie, this is like always check with the Klee for like to play as it is. But if you have a C2 Klee, you get the most powerful debuffing with reducing enemy by 23% on defense. Goes down. That means you might need the C2 Klee for this one. But if you go to Temper Die Myself event, you will have to get all the C2 at the same time during the thing. So might be useful, but and you can use up for like your rocks will affect everything on that one. I suggest she's recommendable to use a puzzle, but it's always fun with it. Because I love playing Klee a lot of times. She is a bundle of joy. Next, Albedo. Okay, Albedo is kinda a little bit more buff today, so same talent, I guess, with the which Eve's right, but his skill is generated with the translucent blues, including with no solar isotome field that make enemy confused and will not destroy. So basically, it's like hidden, invisible, indestructible flower thing. So yeah, remember on the past few years they destroy every single time. Well, if he keeps hitting and it makes sure doesn't see anything, yeah, you're trapped out there. Kind of did in the story spoilers if you go into the a lot of some sort. So yeah, but his defense boost will increase party up damage up to 12, including Hexerice's specific characters. But we'll talk about either those like magic characters like Mona and Sucrose. Yeah, Mona and Sucrose are the catalysts, like magic characters. Certainly, you would have like a Fischl is some sort of kind of magic character, but Magic Electro with the birds in the sky. But let's make sure it's a look good job for that one. So now he's an additional as support and party boost at the same time. So recommend to get this Albedo and get a right for tools for defense to make it sure like the signature is always to do. If you doesn't have any swords like this one, good luck getting those ones. It is hard to get for a perfect build for Albedo for this one. Next is Mona. Well, Mona, it's been a while since the standard. Long time ago in months that days. And now it's time a little buffer for some sort. So there's tons of changes on the Mona. For example, the changes is off the off-field DPS for the for Mona users out there. They decided to turn a little additional for Mona. She is no longer off-field DPS. She is off-field sub-DPS and buffer and enabler to protect the teammates. So, if you have characters for Pyro like Klee, I suggest it's the best solution to team up with Mono and Klee, and then pick your characters as a healer or support or anything. It might be an interesting to see them in action. Like I said, normal and charge attacks has a buff as well, so it will grant stacks when the other pirate characters, such as Klee the others, her stack increase reaction by 10%. Like, some of the pirate characters are like Vaporize will get a 10% boost. So, any pyro character is nice and cunning handy, especially Klee. Especially if like a normal charge attack will hit enemies, they extend the enemy start anomaly for 2 seconds until 8 seconds maximum. It effects occurs for 0.5 seconds. That might be an interesting mix of sub DPS. Remember, it's off-field DPS and now it's off-field sub DPS. It's a combination. It's off-field and sub DPS. It's support characters with the whatever uses like, oh, you can use this for buffing or anything of some sort. I suggest you find Mona in a standard or any random things. But yeah, I took it granted to find Mona a lot of times with, oh, I got a lucky Mona for this one and during on Zogly banner. But But still, we got the first one. So, and then the second time was the Navia banner. That's another one. Okay, so that is interesting. And Wanderer, yada yada yada. But look can be deceiving for Mona. I suggest find the perfect build for her. Good luck. And we will see the secrets unfold. Next, Sucrose. Okay, Sucrose is a kind of little buffer again, like similar for Albedo. So, because Small Wind Spirit boosts the party by damage by 7%, meaning if you raise it up with like using a elemental skill, I guess we might have to get a, you know, boosted up for like how many seconds you have. And when it's all by Large Wind Spirit, all magic characters like specific exercise will get character damage by 7.1. I suggest if you use Sucrose with the teammate of Klee and Mona, like magic characters, it might be coming handy. And maybe Fischl? No, I think it's a Klee and Mona for this one. If you partnered up with either those three of them, you get buff. Plus, additional up to C6, if you have C6 Sucrose, you get additional stronger elemental buffs for character teammates. So, it's kind of boost up for every change, but really, this is a good idea to use with a free 4-star character with the Sucrose as a much needed for like if you don't have any Venti, we don't have any something. Recommend this one might be a good. Next is, if I had to figure which one it is, here it is. Okay, here. I was looking for like, okay, there's right here. Okay, Fischl. Fischl is now a buff again. So I guess the same talent, yeah. But this one is much more broken for this one. Oz will increase party attacks when it's triggered overload when it's on the field. Meaning, if you have a character like Klee, or any Pyro character might be interested to trigger overload, you boost it up for some sort of massive damage for that one. And Electric Charge will be boost up the party elemental mastery by 90 when it's triggered, including with Lunar Charge from the Nutcrack characters. I guess it might be ready to go on a Nutcrack or go in some of the different places. And for C6 is just change. It comes enhance the bots with double effects when Oz performs. Let's say you put skills like Oz summoning and then keep using attacking, and then it might be useful for everyone to use like a far away range characters or either some sort a interesting for some sort. But yeah, I think this might be a good support and might be a most broken character if you play as it is, so it might be working over this in particular time. So yeah, I suggest it's really good. And then there was character who might be something really interesting to the part of it. Razor. Razor is might be a very interesting buffs. Yeah, same talent, but changes is a bit so let's say luck of the draw called like yeah. So yeah. Race's birds will added restoring with 7 energy and dealing more attack damage for AoE Electro. That means it's boosted up to some sort. So might be a good idea to because I want to see if it had needs more gain energy, but because of that, it increased the energy much more stronger. And then if you have a C6 Razor, you get an extra sigils with a boost of crit rate and crit damage after consuming. So that means it's the most double effect for if you boost the crit rate, crit damage, it might even more stronger. Plus, it is the most broken in male character in history. So I'm not saying if the Monsieur Nouvellette is the strongest one, but okay, but it's between the similar on the Razor. But Nouvellette and if you imagine like is like interesting. But because of that powerful user, it can make something to go with team with it either going with Venti off the field and then use power of burst and then he uses with the any electros or anything either hydro or pyro if I correctly because who's in need as a cryo if like yeah only one person is Chi. I guess it might be helpful with the healing at the per turn. But I recommend to find this one too as well. It is a freebie for if you getting some from rolling or anything for Razor or like 3-4 star or anything. But this is hard to find to get 4 stars like those ones. And there are a bunch of bundle of you know good ones. So and all comes to this is the Durin one, but I'm not sure what the secret is for his ability for some sort. But I will get information later for the when during the winter event is on. So I know please bear with us for this one, but I know we're thinking for this for Durin will be secret later. So that's everything on the exercise buffs for this one. So it's a lot of information some sort and
Can I stop here and play? I mean, take a stroll. I won't go too far.
okay, Durin. We'll get it in the winter events somehow. But yeah. But there is one more thing I'm gonna do before we end this up. So we'll be right back and going to Dragonspine for a bit, and then we're going to the last thing to do before the 2026 appearance. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. We're back with a winter event. This is the only one event for this particular event. That's because this will be the last portion of the day. So, right before we start the event or some sort, I stumbled upon for this one during the progress of streaming stuff, but his clothes is different if you pay attention, but you have to be warned of the story spoilers. If you want to play with this, you receive this an additional outfit. But in order to progress this game, you need exactly 5 days. No, I'm not talking about 5 story game days. 5 actual real days to finish this quest. And right after that one, if I mention it, this. If you pay attention to the story, if you have, like, for this exactly we need, you are gonna be late for that one. If you didn't make it between in like if you bonus reward will be gone unless if have 5 days or less, you will not complete it of the bonus reward if the 5 days or less remaining for this one. I know it's just for the story, for it takes the 5 actual real days to get this, but this is might be a good worth it to getting there before it's gone. But I'm not sure the plan into in the future to get the similar the clothing store in the shop, but there's a lot of spoilers with this one if you knows about the recapping. But if you want to check it out in the first origin is Simulacra, I suggest go watch the Simulacra event, and then you see progressing on the story in other ways to get there by to see how did they discover he was starting a new character with some a few more minor things before we actual playable for this one. So go watch it at the other side, or if you want to watch the Simulacra event called this the right before the Emily's debut for this one. So I suggest retrace it and see it what you believe it. Not only that for hey Durin. Huh? I know you wanted some fun time out there. As I mentioned at this one, Durin and Venti will be gone in the next few days, so we can unlock the next second wave banner are Varessa and Shionin. Yes, Varessa and Shionin was gonna be a second wave. Both of them are the reruns, so Shionin might be the second time, and Varessa is gonna be the first rerun. So makes sense because she already did a rerun for her a while back. So that makes sense that how they make the characters might go for, you know, situation like this. So that's out of the way on this chapter, or if you want to play as it is, but I use the off streaming, so but be careful with the story spoilers. You might have to get to progress in a lot of things. But now we have a Snowblazer Snowbound Journey. Yes, you heard it. This is the winter event I was talking about. Something. And then Varessa and Shionin are gonna be the participation on the Dragonspine International Cross Country Challenge. And we got this the unusual weapon, you know, from the other has a sword before, and now we have a bow for this one. We call it Rainbow Serpent's Rainbow. And I know I'm gonna use for this one. Apparently, this is really good equipment opponent while it is on off field. I think we're happy to swap it for Kujusara because she uses it from the energy recharge with some crit hits and stuff, make even more faster, but she wants to do a secret focus attack with the opponents when it's off field. I believe this is the right weapon for this for like if you have off field on this for the energy recharge, because remember that Kujusara loves to hide and lurk with this mindful explosion electro. I think this is a good idea to recommend this bow because who's gonna take care of the bow? Because we have an ER from the Favonius Warbow, but this will be additional for that one. So I'm gonna get to her, and maybe I'm gonna get re-rolling at the ER uh artifact set for the to swap the attack goblet instead using defense, because I have a defense with a crit rate and crit damage, but not the turnaround with attack percent. So I'm still finding with the attack with the same stats, but we need like ER for some sort, so that way we can swap it for this one. So it's hard. And now it's time to read the a letter. Excuse me, I was getting the point there, but let's go.
Hey, it's a flyer for a competition. The Dragonspine International Cross Country Challenge. Huh, never heard of this before. International means there's gonna be people from all over to that taking part. Sounds like fun. We should check it out if we have time.
Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna help with this one.
Obey! Manifest!
Sorry if I interrupt the Paimon speech. There's just like unexpected NPCs out of nowhere. Sorry, I'm gonna keep going as it is, so sorry for that one. Okay, sorry about that. I would just have to talk to this guy and say, hey, I'll save you day right now, but that's not the time to focus. Alright. Okay, yo, hold up. You're gonna be the spotlight for this time. Let's go see...
Wow! So many tents! Paimon's never seen Dragonspine this busy before. Wait! Look! It's Amber!
Let's go say hi to Amber.
Hey there, Amber!
Ah! Honorary Knight, Paimon! Sorry, I was chatting away and didn't even notice you arrive. It's so good to see you again.
Hi, Amber.
Oh, I was just discussing competition stuff with Mr. Hines. So what brings you to Dragonspine? Not a commission, I assume?
Nope. We just saw some cool flyer and thought we'd come see what all the fuss is about.
I was hoping we might run into some old friends of ours.
Well then, you've come to the right people. Mr. Hines and I are staff on the organizing committee here.
Hello, Honorary Knight. And you must be Paimon. Field Officer Hines, First Company, Knights of Favonius. It's an honor to meet you both. The contest hasn't kicked off yet. We're still in the process of issuing the spectator tickets and VIP tickets. Speaking of which, take these. We reserved a couple of VIP tickets for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, synchronization!
You mentioned an organizing committee. Is that for the Dragonspine International Cross Country Challenge? That's what we saw on the flyer.
Yup, the organizing committee is a joint effort between the Knights of Favonius and representatives from Springvale. More specifically, Hines and I are in charge of registrations and security, while the Springvale team is responsible for refereeing and support. So any problems, just come find us. We're here to make sure all contestants and spectators have an enjoyable experience.
We'll be delighted to spectate.
This is the biggest contest of its kind we've ever had. A lot of international contestants have signed up, even some from Natlan. It's sure to be an exciting few days.
Oh, Natlan? I think I know who you mean. If we're thinking of the same team, there's this one contestant with pink hair and a really impressive pair of horns on her head. Also, she has a huge appetite. A lot of the staff really enjoy dining with her. The way she relishes her food, it puts everyone else in the mood to eat too. Then there's the girl with the stripy yellow and black tail. It's so fluffy and cute. But she seems super cool, though. I wouldn't dare call her cute to her face.
Okay, those definitely sound like people we know.
Marissa and Shionen, right?
Oh, no way! You know them?
Yes.
Well, if you want to find them, their team's camp is over there. Their tent has a really unique design. You can't miss it. Honestly, it's a really cool camp in general. Plus, they brought a whole stash of comic books with them.
Paimon sees it! We'll go check it out later. Thanks, Amber.
Yeah.
Oh, and when you do, any chance you could borrow one of their comic books from me? Their team's always talking about the comics they read, and it's gotten me kind of curious. I would go ask them myself, but I can't really leave my post.
Sure, no problem. Leave it to us.
Snow Blazer's Snowbound Journey. Let's go see them. I believe it's this one. Hey, look, he's jumping.
Hello. Are Marissa and Shilonen around?
Ah, so you're looking for the captain and vice captain.
Traveler? I thought I was seeing things. I can't believe it's really you.
Alrighty. How's the thesis coming along? Or have we met? Did we mention it for something with already went to the from the Sumero a long time ago? Could be.
Don't even go there. Please. I'm supposed to be on vacation here.
Yeah, I did remember
However much
something.
I want to finish my thesis, I'm only human. I've been fighting a losing battle with it recently. Right now, I feel completely defeated by it. It's knocked me to the ground, and I'm just gonna lie here until I'm ready to get up and face it again. Until then, I'm begging you, please, please don't bring up my thesis.
Oh no, poor Alrighty. Still trouble in your head.
Wow, we've run into so many people we know already. What a small world. Since we all know Marissa and Shilonen, that makes things a lot easier. We heard they're taking part in the cross-country contest, so we thought we'd come say hi.
They're not here right now. But if you're not in a hurry, you're welcome to stick around the camp and wait.
Sounds good. Your tents are really cool, by the way. Ah, and there's that stash of comic books Amber mentioned.
Looks like Ember wasn't exaggerating, or you're all big comic fans. I was gonna say Ember wasn't exaggerating.
Oh yeah, a friend of ours mentioned that. Hearing you all talk about comic books got her interested too. Which series have you guys been reading?
Comics? So, you two are fellow comic book lovers? And so the truth comes to light.
Intensity draws intensity. The strongest will surely cross paths with the strongest. Thus it was written, and thus has it come to pass.
You approach us humbly in search of the truth.
And I, Tong Gang, will show you the light. The series you speak of is a Bible to us, the Legion of Soul Blazers. And its name is the Soul Blazer Saga.
Ooh.
But what is a Soul Blazer, I hear you ask? And what kind of organization is the Legion of Soul Blazers?
Wasn't asking. I think you're hearing things. I was gonna say, wasn't asking.
Igong, answer me this. What are the founding tenets of the Legion of Soul Blazers?
Answer you I shall. Tenet the first. If you think bitter tears and strong words are enough to broker peace, you are woefully naive. Tenet the second. I pledge to give my life fighting the forces of eternal darkness, even if we fight in vain.
We, the Legion, swear to follow the Soul Blazers even unto death. Our motto is...
Through pain and defeat, I shall never fear. I will always champion love and imagination.
Also, it may interest you to know that those two tenets are actually taken directly from the series itself. Soul Blazer 6, Shadow of Tenebrium.
What?
Why aren't you saying anything? Didn't that make you feel something? Like, light a fire in your heart? Not even a little spark?
Honestly? No. It was all kind of abstract. Paimon couldn't really follow.
This is a failure of immeasurable proportions.
You'd better stop lighting fires in people's hearts, or you'll burn them to a crisp.
Hey!
Thank goodness you're back. Listen, we have a situation.
It's okay, I don't need all that. The look on the Traveler and Paimon's faces tells me everything I need to know.
Which one were you thinking? I'm completely lost. Can you explain, or I don't know. It's like I was gonna say, can you explain? I'm completely lost.
Let me guess. Alrani and Tong Yigong said a bunch of stuff and it was all pretty baffling, right? Yeah, just think of it as them kidding around, like an inside joke you're not in on. They probably hit you with a barrage of quotes from the Soul Blazer saga, a comic book series published by the Eye Publishing House. Also, every time you hear Legion of Soul Blazers, think comic book fan club.
Oh, okay. That clears everything up. Well, except, why did this fan club suddenly decide to meet in Mondstadt?
Well, beats me, but I'm sure they'll happily answer that question, with plenty of gratuitous passion and drama.
The usual skating accuracy.
I'm pretty sure Alrani doesn't even know why they're here. But if you ask them, they'll probably say something like...
Because we are Soul Blazers. The passion of youth is strong with us, and it demands that we heed the call to adventure. With every great trial comes great opportunity.
Yeah, something like that. But more to the point, though, it was one of their members, Minnie, who suggested they hold their next meeting here. The Dragonspine cross-country contest? Was her idea, too. And after much consideration, they thought Minnie's suggestion was a good idea, so they went ahead with it. And that's how the Legion of Soul Blazers and I ended up here.
So any chance I can borrow one of your comic books?
Absolutely! I made sure to bring a few extra copies in case we happen to run into some like-minded people. Who's your friend? Where are they based?
She's actually on the organizing committee. Her name's Amber. Wears a red bow. Bubbly personality. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, I know who you mean. She's super friendly. I can run over a copy to her right now.
I'll come with.
Perfect. Thanks, you two. Oh, and Traveler, you still want to say hi to Veressa? She's over at the training grounds.
Won't you come with us?
Yeah, guess my nap will have to wait then. Okay, fine if you insist. Let's go.
That's like a Febreze
Veressa
commercial.
and Minnie are training together. They've been at it all day. But it is freezing out here. So it's time to call it.
Look at that. Yo, hold on. This is no time for swimming practice or triathlon to be exactly in the sporting event. And I gotta run through this. Okay. So we're meeting up with Veressa for exactly meeting. And now you're out of stamina. Are you serious? Just before with that thing. Sorry, I was like a little bit wheezy because I was tired from work. Actual IRL thing. Because I was editing some stuff or whatever it comes. But yeah, life is life. Speaking of it,
Wait, was that Paimon? Paimon, Traveler! I've missed you guys so much!
Aww, Barestra's hugging Paimon! Very cute! Look at the smiley face! Imagine that, like, for a character is the actual thing we're mentioning because we're hugging, and then there's the... Oh my goodness! I'm just gonna put on my screenshot just for this one. Yeah. Oops, I forgot where were we at. Okay. Sorry, the ping is must be the debugging or some sort. Okay. Back to reality.
So Alrani and Igong were just quoting lines at you? Way to make a first impression.
Exactly! Their whole conversation was like a closed loop. Even Paimon couldn't find a way in.
If it were me, I would have started with maximum power!
Oh?
That doesn't exactly welcome people into the conversation either. Especially not when they see you hoisting Minnie up into the air and spinning her around in circles the first time you all meet up, before anyone's even said a word.
Oh, crumbs! Yeah, now I think about it, that's pretty embarrassing. I mean, we all kind of knew each other, but only through writing letters and trading illustrations. That was our first time meeting in person. I just got overexcited when I recognized Minnie. Couldn't help myself.
Hold on. You two traveled here together, right? So, why did you say the Legion of Soul Blazers and I when you were introducing everyone earlier?
Aren't you part of their team?
No, it's because I'm not a member of their fan club. Nepeka is. I'm sort of standing in for her.
Nepeka? Oh, speaking of Nepeka, how is she doing these days? If you pay attention to story quests.
Yeah, pretty good. She's eating, getting enough sleep, and doing well in her studies. Hooked on comic books, though. And that's where Minnie comes in. They're, pen pals. Nepeka's always telling me how amazing Minnie is. She's such a great artist, knows how to make comic book props, gives the best life advice. Honestly, she made her sound more like a mom than a peer, so I was pretty surprised when I got her and found out that nope, Minnie's actually pretty young. Anyway, when Nepeka heard that Minnie had suggested a cross-country contest on Dragonspine, she wanted to join in. But she's in no condition for extreme sports, and, well, she knows it, so instead, she asked me to go represent her at the contest and say hi to Minnie while I'm here.
And I'd been preparing to go traveling for a while anyway, so we figured we'd team up.
Uh-huh, and before I knew it, I'd inexplicably ended up with the title of Vice Captain.
Well, yeah. You were the obvious choice. You're clearly captain material, and, you know, the best vice captains are the ones you can turn to and say, keep this up. I know you'll make captain one day.
You
True.
could also argue that the person who is clearly captain material should be made captain, but hey, what would I know? Never mind. I refuse to get drawn into that whole discussion. Anyway, I'm mostly here to buy souvenirs for Nepeka. Oh, it's like a Soul Blazer themed,
Oh no, what the?
Merch!
Oh, okay, merch, I guess. Uh-huh, basically badges, novelty notepaper with character art, reprints of old comics, painted wooden character cutouts. What's with that look, Faressa? Did I say something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. It's just kind of strange hearing you talk all about that merch with such a straight face. The thought of Shilonin, the master craftswoman, carrying boxes of merch back home to Natlan? It's such a funny image. That's a pretty long list, too. Did Nepeka really ask for all that?
Oh, no, she'd never ask other people to buy gifts for her. It's not in her nature. But based on what I know about her, I'm sure she'll appreciate some, merch. I still prefer souvenirs personally, but
Oh, definitely! Nepeka will be over the moon! You really understand her, Shilonen. You're like her older sister.
close enough. I mean, we are technically family, although we haven't known each other long, so I can't claim to understand her that well. I'm still learning.
Push-up. I mean, Veressa, I finished my push-ups.
That makes 4 sets, right? Good job! Time for a breather. Minnie, I'd like to introduce you to the Traveler and Paimon. They're friends of me and Shilonen. We met in Natlan.
Wait. Blonde hair, flying companion. Are you Mondstadt's honorary knight?
You know me?
Wow. I can't believe I get to meet you in person. I heard about you from my older brother. He works the tavern, so he hears all the local gossip from the customers. Apparently, you go from nation to nation, making a huge name for yourself each time? Like a real-life comic book hero. So cool. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Of all the adventures you've had, which is the most memorable? Wow! Incredible! Sounds like Fiatenna's homeland is just as magical as in the stories.
Oh, you have no idea. Where I'm from, in the Collective of Plenty, we live right next to a huge volcano. And when it erupts, it sends fireballs shooting all over the place. Super dangerous, obviously, but it's the perfect place for hero training.
You know how much I've always wanted to take a trip away from Mondstadt? Just get away and see the outside world.
You totally should. Mondstadt's supposed to be the land of freedom, right? So, what's stopping you?
It's just... If the honorary knight's journey is anything to go by, it sounds so daunting. Surely you gotta be really tough to keep pressing on through so many dangers. I just don't know if I'm up to it.
The Traveler sets a pretty high bar for toughness, that's for sure. But you know, we each make our own journey at our own pace. So stay strong and soldier on. Just like Fiatenna. In moments of doubt, following her example will never lead us astray.
You're right. Okay, I won't give up. If nothing else, I have to make good on the deal with my parents. Train hard and get a good race time.
A deal with your parents? You didn't mention that before.
Oh, yeah. Well...
You'll be fine. I do the same thing with my coach Yansan. Before every competition, I promise her I'll get a better result than the last time. You can never know for sure how it'll go, but sometimes having that pressure can really help with motivation. That being said, you can't forget to have fun. Don't lose sight of that. It's the whole reason you organized this Dragonspine meetup in the first place.
You're right. Still, this is a competition. Sure, I might not win, but I still want to be proud of my result.
Alrighty. Well, if you want to kick some butt in this contest, then let's get back to training.
Sure. Watch out, Veressa. This time, I'm gonna keep up with you.
Enough. You only just finished training. Veressa, I'm sure you're still raring to go, but Minnie, you have to rest if you want to recover.
But I'm fine.
Sounds like you're hungry, my Jeanette.
Your stomach begs to differ. Sounds like it's time to eat.
Yep. You gotta eat hard to train hard.
Don't undereat and don't overtrain.
It's true. Diet is an essential part of any training program. I can share Coach Yansan's special recipes with you. You'll wake up tomorrow bursting with energy. Guaranteed.
Really? What about the local food in Mondstadt, though? Any idea what would make a good post-workout meal?
I'm not too sure, but you can never go wrong by listening to your stomach.
I think start with a meat natto, then move on to a grilled fish and mint sauce, a few tacos, some stuffed and mashed potatoes, wash it down with a grain fruit meat soup, then finish it off with an apple roly-poly for dessert.
What the heck, Vanessa? Still imagining their food right now? Oh my gosh. Are you like the next competition as an eating contest?
What? All that for one person?
Yup. Open your mind and stomach, relish the delicious flavors, and before you know it, you'll demolish everything.
Oh boy. Is this supposed to be like Vanessa's eating turned into a strong and fastest athletic in the world? But what about Yahoda? Does she ever run through it and with some sort of strength? But she can run fast. And does she ever able to swim? That's a funny question to ask about the question of the day is, if you pick any Genshin character who will participate in Olympic athletes for the Olympics. So if you have any questions, like any Genshin character to act as a Olympic athlete for this one as a Olympics, you decide the answer by typing over the comments is who will get the character for the part of the Olympic athlete and the Olympics. Yeah. Comment info below and how. That's all we ask.
Oh, we're almost back at the camp. After what Shilonen was saying earlier, let me give this to you before I forget. Here, the Soul Blazer Saga Volume 2. I figured other people might want to read it, so I made sure to bring some extra copies. Unfortunately, it looks like I somehow forgot to pack Volume 1 in my luggage. Shame. It's always best to start from the beginning when you're trying to get your friends into a new comic series. Anyway, take a look in your free time, see what you think. I really hope you like it. It would be so cool to have an awesome person like you in the fan base.
Thank you.
All right. We're gonna meet back up with the others. Come hang out with us again soon, okay?
Whatever happened to the best defense is a good offense. Wanjiru, what are we waiting for?
Patience, Fietena. Timing is everything. Our victory depends on it.
There he is! Wanjiru is right. This is your first lesson, Fietena. How to decide when the moment is right. The leader of this horde of monsters has now shown himself. Defeating him is the key to turning the tide. Now the real battle can begin. Fietena, are you ready? This is what we've been waiting for. Come on!
Wanjiru tells me this is Fietena's first battle.
If she gets scared, she can hide behind us.
You guys are underestimating her.
Quit joking around, guys. Yes, this is my first battle, but I'll make it one to remember. The Pyro Archon will face down the leader while we mop up the minions. That's the plan, right? There's no backing out now. Let's do this!
Why did it have to end there? Fietena and her buddies fought an amazing battle! Paimon really wants to see what happens next! Let's go meet up with Paressa and her team when we get the chance. We can ask them what happens in the next volume!
Oh, I love that cutesy intro about this. So there were 4 of them game modes to choose from, which one we prefer we're gonna do. So I'll explain it in short version because I'm not gonna be able to get this one by in one go, but this is how you does mention it for some sort. One of them becomes familiar. One is same as usual, and 2 of them are different this time because there are a lot of things in mentioned that we're gonna get even more. Especially we're gonna get those. So let's start with Snow Trace. Snow Trace is the first one similar to Wind Trace event. However, when you go inside in multiplayer screen, one of the support characters is gonna help us with some sort of play a hide and seek situation. Sometimes 3 of them characters are random. For example, we have a Klee, Sayu, and Yao Yao. Yes, I've seen this in one of my friends before. It was like, wait, who are those 3 lovely, cute girls out there? It's Klee, obviously. And then Yao Yao and Sayu. I never met them each other since Klee hasn't. So this is kind of a new thing for that one. But if Klee was supposed to be revisiting Sayu right before the international event in the with the Ayato's debut, but makes sense. And Yayo was never first time with Klee before, or either with Sayu. So that's 2 stones in one particular location. That's what I say. Or in the other case, 2 birds in 1 stone. Let's go, Sorry Scout. This is the newest one. Basically, it's just like a time trial with some coins, and we receive the finish line. You receive a kind of like obstacle challenge, but harder, but not that harder. Kind of like the thing I mentioned it we're in the race to fastest time on to get there. That's good. And Mika is the charge for this one, for the taking what race location looks like and other things and stuff. We have a series of business encounters and curious consensus. This is another new as well. Basically, it's just like in Street Carnival, knock out their prizes before we get big. Yes, it's just like throw a ricochet to throw anything particular in, like, from how many scores you have, or very interesting to check this out for that one. If you want to go check this, it's really recommended to those 2 of them. Either taking relaxing by a trial with some racing with the how beat your time, or you could just swing it and smash it through the competition by a lots of prizes inside, or maybe just for score. Yes. And finally, as usual with the strength cards and trials, it's gotta be like the same thing in potions and buff stuff. Yes, I guess we might be ready for this one. So I'm gonna very best we can do. And also we mentioned it for this one. There's a Snow Realm visitors. You can grab it whenever you want. Besides, we have some familiar faces. Like Yai Miko is here. And there's Klee. There's Yoimiya, Mika, Amber, and that's it. Or because Amber is a substitution for a Yanfei. Because this is like in Amber is gonna be the starter, and then Yanfei is gonna be a reliever, or yeah, and then the other one's closure because of the who closed the game for sure, or stick it through the reliever to the very end. It's kind of bit a like baseball term. Main event, hero's gift, and you will get this, and we got a lots of this. Yeah. Okay. That is it for the winter event for this one. So I can't believe this is to be the last 2025 on this video. Next time in 2026, we'll talk about 6.3. Yeah, 6.3 for Lunar 4. And I'm gonna watch it in my own free time right now because I'm not gonna be here on the for this recording until settlement for this one. So yeah. Let's make a final thought in what is your best 2025 moment here. So my best for moment in 2025 moment is that I will continue and get more gacha rollings and more opportunity surprises, like how did the character goes this and that, everything all at once. That's the greatest thing that. So 2 questions of the day for this one is which of the Genshin character to be part of Olympics athlete in Olympics, and that one will be favorites 2025 moments so far. So leave a comments here from that thing if you want to check this out. So in that the ends of the for the journey for this one in 2025. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you 6.3 for Genshin Impact, but I'm not sure we're gonna roll it in that spot, so I'll let you know what's gonna happen next. And hopefully this guy will take a relax and have some good nap out there. See you guys then, and happy 2025, and then I'll see you 2026.